glasses. And there's your husband-to-be.
John looks much better in real life, honest.
More muscles, at least. Come on, shall we get a drink dinner? Come on.
Jerry Markham, what are you doing here?
Buying you a drink, hopefully. I'm sorry I haven't seen you since Fran's funeral.
No, it's okay. When you're a busy man, London's not exactly down the road.
I miss her. She made working at the Gazette fun. And what about Cassie? Well, she must be about 15 by now.
No, 16. He's staying with Duncan tonight.
Are they getting on better?
You never stop, do you? For an interview here.
Sorry, force of habit.
So what are you doing up here? You just up to see your folks? Moving back up, what are you doing?
Just up to see my folks.
Aye, no, I thought so. Kind of outgrown this place, haven't you? No enough juicy stories for somebody like you up here.
I wouldn't say that.
So what, you let him go down there?
Pound, kiss the bride. Pound, kiss the bride.
Yeah, a pound?
Oh, come on, look at her, she's gorgeous. No? Okay. Moving on.
What's up with our money? You want another one? You can leave the car at mine if you want.
No, I'd better not. I've got some emails to do tonight. But look, it's great to see you, Jimmy. I mean, hopefully we'll hook up before I head back south, eh?
Aye, sure, anytime you like. Just give me a call.
Lennox Station.
Sandy taking the CID exam this week.
Thinks she's ready, aye. There's been an accident on the Skellig Road. Driver died at the scene. I think it was Jerry Markham.
Anybody else involved?
Not you.
There's some broken glass up there. He must have lost control and spun off.
Cause of death? Sorry, I left my X-ray specs at home. Feel free to help. We'll need to get the poor man on a slab.
As soon as we can.
If it's any consolation, Jimmy, say he died instantly.
Something wrong.
There's no skid marks on the road. He didn't brake. This glass is from brake lights, so I'm thinking he's been hit from behind.
Are we looking at leaving the scene of a fatal accident then?
Tape it off. and check with Rennick and Monroe's and see if anybody's brought in a damaged vehicle for repairs. And then get somebody else to check nearby crofts and garages to see if anybody's hiding a damaged vehicle.
Sir, must have fallen out as he came down the hill.
Good. See what else you can find.
Will do.
Did you know him well?
We lost touch, but... Aye. I did.
Jimmy, it's yourself. How are you? What's wrong?
Jimmy Perez. Haven't seen you for as long.
I'm here about Jerry.
Well, why don't you wait and I'll see if he's up.
And Maria, I don't think this is a social call. Is it, Jimmy?
I'm so sorry to have to tell you both this, but Jerry was involved in an accident last night, and he's been killed.
What do I do now? I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
I've phoned Dr. Adam. He's going to come and see her.
Aye, I said it or something.
Adam, when was the last time you saw Jerry?
Yesterday, he asked me if I could get him into the Fairhead terminal. I had some contacts there, so I did. That was the last we saw them. Even then, I didn't know he'd gone until I saw his laptop was missing. He was practically attached to that thing.
Do you know why he wanted into the Fairhead?
Didn't say. I suppose he was working on something. He had set up this investigative website. We worried about him when he was in London, but not here. Here we expected him to be safe.
Authorising intrusive surveillance. Who is the authorising officer? You'll never pass a CID exam if you can't get that right.
Sandy, did you find a laptop at the scene?
No, just a phone. Badly damaged, no record of recent calls, but there are these.
Video footage from the Save the Sound protest against the new pipeline Storm Gas wants to build. And there's a bunch of photos too. It's the site where the new Storm pipeline will be coming ashore.
I know that place.
It's the Dalhousie Croft. That's a fish farm now.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Dalhousie!
Candy.
Sandy Wilson. You know my father. I'm investigating a road accident yesterday, not far from here, near Skelwick. Did you see anything?
Can't say I did.
Is everything all right?
The fish are dying. I've lost about 60% of my salmon stock. If it doesn't stop, I'm finished.
Any idea what's causing it?
The water. The water's bad.
What do you mean?
They're wanting me out. They're wanting the land for their pipeline.
No damaged vehicles in the vicinity. It is possible somebody made repairs between then and now. And I don't know if this is relevant, but old Joe Dalhousie said he's having problems with storing gas. They want to buy his land, which he's refusing to sell. He's lost a lot of his stock. Claims they're trying to sabotage his cages and put him out of business.
Why hasn't he reported that?
Well, he's an unsociable old fellow. And to be honest, you'd have a better chance striking up a conversation with one of his fish. But he did mention a journalist had been to see him, asking about it.
And I've found Jerry Markham's website. There's no sport, no gossip, no ads. It's just the news.
Maybe Jerry was going to run an article on Mr. Dalhousie's claims.
Maybe.
Hello, I'm Detective Inspector Perez. I spoke to your press officer, Andy Belshaw, this morning. I think he's expecting us.
500 tankers a year used to take crude out of here. But Southern Void was more. Today it's about 150. It's only a matter of time before it runs out.
Which makes the new pipeline even more important.
Aye, it does.
Now, why Jerry Markham was here?
Aye. Wanted to know what we thought of storing gas muscling in another pipeline. I told him there's room enough for everybody. We need as much gas as we can get, like we needed the oil. I remember you couldn't get work here for love nor money. I think he was looking for some negative stuff between us and the gas company. So I said as little as possible and showed him our safety measures. It'd be ironic if he'd gone green. After all the money his folks at Hell had made out of the oil business.
It was Jerry Markham who broke the story about the cabinet minister with the offshore tax account, wasn't it?
Yeah. He made a bit of a splash down south. And he could be quite a contradiction, Jerry. You know, he could be very ruthless. He'd be just as quick to put his neck in a line for people who couldn't stick up for themselves.
Is that why you think his death was suspicious?
His car was stationary when it was hit. The other vehicle must have rammed him down that hill. And plus, I think he was working on a story. Maybe about storing gas.
If he was, wouldn't he have mentioned that to you?
No. He'd have kept his powder dry till he published, because otherwise he's got no scoop.
So this story is serious enough to get him killed?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying to put it down as an accident is a wee bit premature.
Well, you'll have to get forensics in from Aberdeen to have a look at the crash site. We'll see what they've got to say, and then I'll decide whether to proceed. I know you're all multitasking, Jimmy, but you're not a crime scene examiner. I think it would be good to get someone that's not so emotionally involved to take a look. Okay?
Hello.
Constable Wilson.
Yes.
Reeves, forensics. I'd like to get straight to the scene if that's all right.
This way. That is one good thing about Shetland. You're never that far to the car park.
What's the other? What are those?
Bride and groom. It's a tradition. It means there's a wedding this weekend.
What did the pathologist say on cause of death?
According to the initial report, he died of a rupture in the isthmus of the aorta and a fractured spine.
Looks to me like he was hit from behind. No?
I'd need to assess the crashing damage before I can comment on that.
There's no skid mark on the road.
Maybe he was on the phone. Didn't have time to brake. We should keep our options open.
Jerry Markham knew these roads like the back of his hand.
You sound like my ex. He was never wrong either.
If he was hit from behind, there'd be paint on it.
10 out of 10. I'll get these samples checked out. I'll give you an answer in a day or two.
I need them sooner than that. There's nothing for the Gazette here, Reg.
What? Just it for a drive?
Never kidder. You've been following me all the way to the crash site.
Oh, okay. I heard about Jerry. Just wondered what had happened. You got forensics down there?
Traffic accident examiner.
According to Lynn Gouldy at the funeral directors, his body's still lying in their back room. Not releasing it?
Soon. When was the last time you saw him?
Jerry? Spoke to him just a couple of days ago. Said he was planning a big piece for his new website.
You got any idea what that was about?
You daft. He wouldn't tell me. But he was planning to attend the public meeting for the new pipeline later. Now, the fact you're asking questions like that makes me think there's more to this.
Well, you know, being local, I'm sure you'll be the first to hear any press release.
Oh. Pierce, Markham had an app installed on his mobile called Vcryption. I checked with digital forensics, and if both the caller and the receiver have it, you won't see your phone number or ID. It encrypts the conversation and the data to keep it secure.
Liked his privacy then.
And using a laptop?
Not yet, but we do have a minibus all over the island last night. Evie Watt's hen party. They might have seen something.
Okay, check. And can you study in your own time, please? Officer Reeves?
Crashing damage. You were right.
I'm always right. According to you.
He was hit from behind, twice. Anna found flecks of paint on the floor mat. Get it analysed.
Okay.
And do you mind? I'm allergic to dogs. Could it go outside?
Billy, can you take the dog out?
Come on. Come on.
Is there anything you need? Is there anything I can do?
We're fine. We just need to get on and make arrangements for the funeral.
There's gonna be a delay releasing the body because it looks as though Jerry was deliberately run off the road. Is there anyone you can think of who would have had a reason to harm Jerry?
No.
I mean, what about when he was at the Gazette? Is there anyone in the islands they upset or...
There was one thing, personal, not to do with the paper.
Adam, it's not relevant.
So what isn't relevant, Adam?
Jerry had a relationship with a young girl from Skellig. She got pregnant. Her family were upset. He claimed he didn't know if it was his or not.
And what do you think?
The truth is, Evie was a nice girl from a sheltered background. I don't think she would have lied about something like that.
That Evie what?
That's right. Cameron Watt's girl. After Jerry left, she lost the baby. Cameron was beside himself. It left a very bad atmosphere. Jerry never spoke to you and Fran about it?
No. I hear she's getting married.
Aye. John Henderson, he's a pilot at Fairhead. His wife died a few years back. He's a good man.
Well, you're right. I mean, it's probably not important.
First of all, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you all for coming here today for Stone Gas's presentation of the proposed new pipeline. We at Stone Gas want the people of Shetland to know that great care has been taken.
Didn't know you were interested in the environment.
From well
just observing, Reg.
As little disruption as possible. Now, the cost of linking this new oil field to the mainland is estimated at $1 billion, and a great deal of that money will go into the local economy. New jobs, new hotels.
And what if there's a pipeline failure?
Speak up, can't hear you.
Andy, shush. What happens if there's a...
What my daughter's trying to say is what happens in the event of a pipeline failure and the ignition of a vapour cloud. Anybody within 100 metres of that pipeline could be killed. Now, are the people of Skellig just supposed to live with that? We have gas pipelines already. We don't need any more. Or another gas company, for that matter.
We're planning to tunnel underground for the most part. It will be perfectly safe.
For the most part?
Well, if we acquire Mr. Dalhousie's land, we can run the pipeline along the bottom of the loch and then tunnel across the hills to the terminal. No one will even know the pipe is there.
No, the coastline should be protected. We need wave power, not gas.
As far as I'm concerned, this gas field is of national importance. The council has every right to approve another onshore pipeline. This entire project needs to go back to the drawing board. Oh, come on, Cameron, live in the real world, will you? We need to get a petition going, raise awareness, get the entire island behind us, and make sure Dalhousie doesn't cave in.
It's true. Stone Gas does want Dalhousie's land, but as you can see, we've made no bones about it, and we've made him a very fair offer.
Which he refused.
He did. But it's a bargaining technique. He'll sell. But in the end, everyone sells. The money too tempting, the way of life too hard.
Well, maybe not for him. I mean, he's lived there all his life.
The business is failing. He's defaulted on his mortgage. If he can't pay, the bank will repossess and sell to whoever it pleases.
And how do you know about his mortgage details?
It's no secret. Save the Sound Fund are helping him financially.
And they are?
Evie Watt and her dad. Her fiancé, John Henderson, helps out too. It's a family affair.
Why do you need Dalhousie's land anyway? Why can't you just build round him?
Well, any other route would be too close to the local village.
Must be a pain, these claims. They could affect your planning permission, no?
If they were true. But they're not.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time that big companies tried to put pressure on someone like Mr. Dalhousie, though.
Claims like that will have you in a room with our lawyers. And trust me, you don't want that. They play hardball.
Hardball? What, is that like shinty or something?
Did you talk to Jerry Markham about this?
Jerry Markham?
Yeah, he's a journalist from London.
No, I don't think so. Maybe I forgot. I have spoken to a few journalists about this.
Excuse me. Evie. Evie what? I'm D.I. Perez. Could I give you a lift somewhere?
No need for ID, I know who you are.
Jerry Markham ever get in contact with you when he was home?
Wait, really?
He was writing an article on the Storm gas pipeline, so I assumed he'd want to interview you.
He left some messages on my answer machine. I ignored them.
You were very close once, weren't you?
It was a long time ago.
But it still hurts.
I was scared of my own shadow back then. 16. I'd never met anyone like him. My father builds boats. Yawls. But they're based on the original Norwegian designs. Takes months. Very methodical. And Jerry was the complete opposite of that. You know, he wanted everything. He wanted it now.
Your fiancé, John, isn't it? Yeah. Did he know Jerry was trying to get in contact with you?
I told him. I didn't want the two of them bumping into each other, and John is very angry with the way that Jerry treated me. But he's very devout. He wouldn't hurt a fly.
Okay. Hey, kiddo.
Hey,
How was Duncan's? What's his latest scam?
ask him yourself. He dropped me off. And why do you always make it sound like he'll appear on Crime Watch at any minute? He's just a businessman who gave me 50 quid towards the trip to Edinburgh.
We haven't agreed on that yet.
What is your problem?
My problem is whether or not you're ready to go away for a weekend on your own.
Not on my own, with my friends.
You know what I mean?
Dad, I'll be going to university soon. Deal with it. Or are you going to close down the ferries in the airport and make sure I never leave?
What's the word on Save the Sound?
Funded mostly by local donations and environmental groups. Evie and her dad are very passionate about it.
What about John Henderson?
Sympathetic, but keeps his involvement low profile. He works out at the port control.
Okay. Let's get Joe Dalhousie's water tested. Because if Storm Gas are trying to get him off his land, that's the story Jerry would be interested in.
But why would anyone kill him over it? Sorry, just asking.
If Stormgas have committed a criminal act, it'll jeopardise the planning permission. Everybody loses out.
Tosh, see if you can get me everything on this Ian Redford guy over at Storm. And also get uniforms to check all the skips, recycling bins anywhere and everywhere, because we need the laptop.
You John Henderson?
Aye.
Have a word.
Yeah, it'll have to be quick if you don't mind.
I just wanted to ask you a few questions about Jerry Markham.
I'm afraid I didn't know the man. And what I did know, I didn't like. If he had done the decent thing and stood by Evie, I wouldn't be getting married to her, so in many ways he did me a favour. I live sola scriptura, detective. The 10 Commandments are my guide in life. And thou shalt not kill is...
It's number 6.
You know the commandments, Sam?
I know that one. I hope you don't mind me asking you this. But how many years is it since your wife passed away?
5.
It's not easy, is it?
And Justin, I suppose getting to know Evie must have been like coming alive again.
It did. Aye.
You're getting married in the morning? Traditional Shetland wedding, I hear.
Whoever wants to come is invited, the entire island, yourself included.
Well, I might take you up on that.
Joe! Joe? Are you in, Joe? Mr. Dalhousie?
Joe, it's me. It's Sandy. It's Sandy Wilson. I just came to see if you're okay.
It's a lot worse inside.
They did this! They're trying to destroy me!
Okay, just calm down, Mr. Dalhousie. Now, did you see anything or hear anybody?
I've had enough. The next time they come, I'll be waiting on them.
Okay. Don't do anything stupid, Joe. You want to give me that?
It has to stop.
Aye.
It has to stop.
Dad?
Cassie,
I saw someone in the kitchen trying to steal the laptop.
you do what we agreed, okay? You lock yourself in the bathroom, and I will get someone over to you right away. All right?
Okay.
You okay?
I'm fine, I just got a fright. He saw me and ran.
It's already his chance in their luck.
Yeah, Duncan's right. It's probably just some kid. At it for a bet. Let's rob the cops' house. Big joke.
Didn't seem like a joke.
No, sure.
Well?
No luck.
What are you doing?
Helping Joe.
Is he around?
What do you want, Ian?
Mr. Dalhousie, I've been asked to come here to make your final offer. It's very generous. But Stone had nothing to do with this. It's not just them annoyed with him for blocking the new pipeline. Look, you know, Evie, I didn't even want to come here today.
Just following orders, yeah? Now go. Please.
You think the break-in had something to do with Jerry Markham?
Maybe.
You don't have enough physical evidence for a murder inquiry.
Have you been talking to Reeves?
Is it possible you're just trying to make sense of a friend's tragic but random death?
Look, Jerry didn't mind ruffling a few feathers. He was more of a vigilante than a journalist. Now, what if he got access to the company and discovered something that was a lot more damaging than just this campaign to get Joe Dalhousie off his land? Damaging enough to blow this new pipeline right out of the water.
You mean a whistleblower? I'll hold off for another day, but you need to verify that and quick.
Sandy, will you see if you can find this guy on any other cameras, will you?
Yeah, got it.
Thank you.
Redford. No criminal record, but he studied engineering at Glasgow Uni same time as Evie Watt. I dug a bit deeper, and it seems they had the same address in their second year.
Flatmates?
Maybe more than that.
What can I do for you?
I'm Detective Inspector Perez. This is DS McIntosh. Ness Yoles.
Aye, they are.
Beautiful.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
Well, it'll be worth it for a boat like that, eh?
Oh, indeed. Now, we've become used to the easy life. It's made us greedy, uncaring.
I don't want to take up too much of your time, but did Evie happen to mention to you that I had a word with her about Jerry Markham?
She did say. Aye. Terrible thing.
I think he was working on a story about the new pipeline.
Was he?
He didn't contact you about it?
Oh, he knows he don't get much of a welcome from me. And I'll say this. The Markhams made a fortune from the oil boom. I find it hard to believe that Jerry would write about anything that might jeopardize his family's livelihood.
Well, maybe if the story was big enough.
When he got my daughter pregnant, she was shunned by the Markhams. When she wanted to spend her wedding night at the Skelwick Hotel, Maria Markham refused to take the booking. Those sort of people look after number one, believe me.
It must be difficult for Evie with her old flatmate working for the Storm Gas.
Dean Redford, you mean? Aye, it is. Well, he maintains that Storm's got nothing to do with this campaign to get old Joe out, but who else would it be?
So you think Evie's gonna keep up with the boat building?
That's what I'm hoping, aye. At the moment, I build them and she paints them, but soon she'll be ready to build her own. Where have you been? Come on. You should be getting ready.
So, Redford lived with Evie, but he'd never heard the name Jerry Markham.
I think he's lying.
I think we should take up that invitation to the wedding.
The paint on the exterior of Markham's car was from a previous coat, but we also found particles of metal, chrome plating. Means he was hit by someone with a metal bumper. Probably a larger vehicle, 4x4 maybe.
Okay, good. Now, what about the paint on the floor mat?
Should get results on that by tomorrow.
Right. Sandy, I need a list of everyone on the island who has a chrome bumper on their vehicle, and then cross-check that with anyone who had a link to Jerry Markham.
That's going to be a fairly extensive list.
I don't care, and I want those water sample results, and I want to know what's killing Joe Dalhouse's fish and where it came from.
I'm on it.
You look gorgeous. He's a lucky man to have you.
Okay, that's enough.
What have you done out here?
What is she?
Get him back inside.
Uh-huh, better late than never.
In you go. Now. Now! You look lovely. Your mother would be so proud of you marrying a local man like John. So proud.
What's wrong with confetti? What happens now?
Well, they'll walk down to the hall, and then the youngest male relative of the groom and the youngest female relative of the bride, they carry those brooms and they're sweeping away the evil spirits. Right, we get out and join in the end of this.
Let's go.
okay?
Why wouldn't I be?
What's that you're drinking?
Don't worry, it's a Shirley Temple.
You're not welcome here.
I just wanted to offer my congratulations.
It's a bit late for that, isn't it?
You seem to have forgotten, Dad, that everybody's invited.
I'll deal with this.
Come in, Adam, have a drink.
Do as you're told, Evie.
That's Carol. She works in the flotel in the harbour.
She your new girlfriend?
Sort of.
Sort of. I'd love that.
To be honest, I'd rather be here with you.
Was that your sort of girlfriend, Drew? Were we going to get sort of married? And did you sort of jump me? And now you're sort of flirting with me while your sort of girlfriend is over there waiting for a drink.
I just meant...
Do you know what you can do, Drew? You can sort right off.
Buy a drink?
Nah, I don't drink as a habit.
Evie looks lovely. It must be really hard.
I'd have preferred a simple ceremony. Marriage is a divine institution. No an excuse to get drunk and make a spectacle of yourself.
Are you going anywhere special for your honeymoon?
It's a few days sailing the Runyal. Have a boat moored up at Dort. We both love that part of Shetland. We'll drive up tonight. Any closer to finding out what happened to Jerry Markham?
I'm fairly sure it wasn't an accident.
Well, he was forced off the road. I thought that was just talk.
We all have to live in these islands, Joe, not just you. What I do with my land is my business.
This everyone's invited idea seems to have backfired a wee bit, don't you think? It's like an episode of the Jeremy Kyle show in here.
Come on, Andy. Forget about the bloody pipeline. Enjoy yourself.
Stop.
Come on. Come on.
Come make a fool of yourself.
Yeah, can you just do it? Can you please do it?
I hope you'll be very happy.
Joe, I really need to have a chat with you.
Smile. It's our wedding day.
I can't just ignore what's been going on.
Yes, you can.
Enjoy your cheesy puffs.
I'll see you there in an hour.
Okay.
Evie, congratulations. It's a grand wedding.
Thank you. Thanks. Just gonna say my goodbyes and then go pack.
Okay, enjoy your night.
Thank you.
You going somewhere?
The airport. I finished my report.
And?
You can't know what the driver was thinking when he or she hit Markham. As it stands, the only crime committed was leaving the scene. But I hope you find whoever was behind that wheel.
You know, considering that was his wedding, John Henderson looked pretty miserable to me, don't you think? I think there's something going on there. In fact, I don't care if he's going on his honeymoon. Come on, I want to talk to him.
Sure Henderson's at home? It seems deserted. Quick.
Call Billy.
John! John? John, it's Jimmy Perez.
Blood toucheth blood.
Phone's been ripped out. Could be a robbery.
meet you.
Pleasure.
This is the final boarding call for Deputy Airways. Calling passengers 1
Hi. Fly to Aberdeen. Perez, calling to say goodbye.
Cancel your flight. It's bad news, Evie.
Okay, just tell me then.
Can't confess to something I didn't do.
You seem to have forgotten. I am the victim here.
Whatever it is, Evie Watt is at the centre of it.
I don't blame John Henderson for what happened.
Now, you put my daughter in danger. I want to know why.
You're wasted here. You do know that, don't you?
Just tell me the truth.
What is that?
Shetland continues next Tuesday night at 9. Coming up on the news at 10, an exclusive interview with the head of Malaysia Airlines. The gap narrows between earnings and inflation, and a prediction of more wet winters. That's next here on BBC One. And coming up on tonight's Newsnight, disgraced former Co-op bank boss Paul Flowers over on BBC Two in half an hour.
Jerry was involved in an accident and he's been killed.
He was hit by someone with a metal bumper.
You were very close once, weren't you?
It was a long time ago.
Well, if we acquire Mr. Dalhousie's land, we can run the pipeline along the bottom of the loch.
You're trying to destroy me!
Save the Sound Fund are helping him financially.
And they are?
Evie Watt and her dad.
You smile. It's our wedding day.
You're making a fool of yourself.
Blood toucheth blood.
John!
Hi. Sandy, can you take a uniform and check the road to Skellig? Thanks. Ready? Follow me.
What have you got?
Blood. Lots of blood.
What is this?
Well, it appears to be some kind of shrine to his late wife. I'm going to need a DNA profile as soon as. I need to know whether he's been attacked or if he's the attacker.
Sure.
Welcome back. Get everyone we have on this. We really need to find them. And bag this.
Is this the same as the postcards we found in Jerry's car?
Yep. And that's Jerry's handwriting and that's Jerry's phone number.
Blood toucheth blood?
My guess is he was trying to send John Henderson some kind of message.
Henderson's still not answering his mobile.
Only one toothbrush, which suggests Evie wasn't staying here before the wedding. And I guess the well-thumbed Bible explains that.
From the blood patterns, I'd say the attack started in the bedroom, and then the victim staggered or was carried downstairs.
Right.
There's something else. Flecks of paint on the carpet appear to be similar to the paint we found in Markham's car.
Sandy, you got something?
John Henderson. I found him. I'm just beyond the Straw Bride and Groom on the coast road to Skelwick.
And?
I can't find a pulse.
Must have started walking towards Skelwick and collapsed. Can't believe he managed to get this far. That's as bad a headwind as I've seen. There are stab wounds, too. But it's the blow to the head that killed him. He may even have fallen into coma before he died.
Whoever attacked him left him for dead, not realizing he was still alive.
Well, that might be jumping the gun. And I'm not as cynical as you lot must be.
You got any idea what he was hit with?
Blunt object, then stabbed with a knife. Forensics should take a look.
Call Billy and tell him to inform the fiscal as soon as possible. And then, walk from here back to the Henderson house and see if you can find those murder weapons.
Someone should tell Evie before the news gets out.
Aye. I need to see Evie.
She's just about to leave. Just waiting for John.
John's not coming. I need to see her now.
John, I'm still here waiting. Can you give me a call when you get this message? What is it? What's wrong?
Evie, could we go and sit down for a minute?
No, what is it?
It's bad news, Evie.
Okay, just tell me then.
John's been found by the side of the road. He's dead.
What happened?
He's been killed.
You what? What do you want?
Oh,
no, don't touch! Leave me! It's what?
Do you have any idea why somebody would want to attack John?
No.
What was bothering him at the wedding?
We just have some savings that we can't agree how to spend, that's all.
Have you any idea why John would lie about Jerry Markham being in contact with him?
He didn't.
John had a postcard with Jerry's phone number written in the back of it in Jerry's handwriting.
Why are you asking me these questions right now?
Had you and Jerry Markham started seeing each other again? Is that why John was upset?
No.
There's a room at the top of John's house that's like a shrine to his late wife. Didn't that bother you?
You can't pretend that people didn't exist just because they're gone. It's his way of coping, and no, it doesn't bother me because it's private and I don't go in that room. And I was going to deal with it when I moved in. Just gently.
I thought that might make you have second thoughts.
I wanted to be with John. I wanted it so much.
No more. No more questions.
Someone wanted it to look like a break-in. I can't tell if there are any valuables missing.
Or if he had any. I scriptural lawn, remember?
It was pretty basic, wasn't it? Even the Spartans might have thought. A wee doily here and there.
Right, you two go and get some kit. Start again in the morning.
Okay. Night.
And they're definitely linked. And we discovered traces of paint at both scenes. If it's the same paint, they're linked. We'll know later today.
And both the victims were in contact with each other. Both had an interest in Save the Sound. One death made to look like an accident, and one made to look like a robbery. I would say that we proceed on the assumption that they were both killed by the same person.
Blood toucheth blood.
It's according to the King James Bible. By lying, killing, and committing adultery, bloodshed follows bloodshed. Seems as though Jerry was trying to appeal to Henderson's faith to get him to talk or to admit to something.
Murder weapon?
Possibly two. I haven't been able to identify them yet.
Lying, killing, adultery. So how many boxes are we ticking? I'll phone Aberdeen and get the OK for you to stay on for a few days. You can use Lerwick Hospital's morgue to do the post-mortem.
Fine by me.
Fine with you?
Sure.
The head wound is the result of a blow with a blunt object. It's the stab wounds that are the puzzle. Bigger and broader than a normal knife, and with ragged sides. I've never seen anything like it.
Okay, Tosh, check Crime Link. Maybe one of the other forces has seen something similar.
I'll keep working on it.
Okay, no pressure, but we don't really have a case without the murder weapons.
I got the results on the water sample from the fish farm. It's clean as a whistle. Oxygen levels low, but no sign of any chemicals or pesticides.
So, if Storm Gas aren't trying to pressure him off the land, who vandalised the farm?
What? It could be locals. I mean, there's enough people that want Joe to sell out.
Well, I thought it was odd, so I called the insurance company to see if they had any information. Turns out they're unhappy about paying out on the damage. Joe Dalhousie made similar claims a few years ago, and they feel the whole thing is a scam.
Okay, we have to talk to him again.
All these insurance claims, Joe, they must be pushing your premiums up something rotten.
Insurance companies. Like trying to get blood first on.
Thing is, they don't feel you've been completely honest yourself.
They would. You claim, they put up your premium. They never lose. Daylight bloody robbery. These attacks are real.
I have to ask you this. Where were you the night John Henderson was killed?
I was walking.
At night?
Sometimes I take it out to the house. I walk and I talk. Mumbles, my brother used to call it. I remember us sitting down by the loch, looking at the water.
Didn't go anywhere near the Henderson house?
Why would I?
I don't know. Maybe John found out about all these false claims. Maybe he was annoyed, thought you were leading Evie up the garden path.
You seem to have forgotten. I am the victim here.
Nobody's poisoning that water, Joe. It's that clean you could drink it. Can't explain the vandalism yet. But whatever's killing your fish, it's no storm gas.
What do you think?
Well, you mentioned the brother. See if you can track him down, see if he knows anything about these insurance claims from way back when. And get a car cleaned after you drop them off.
Will do.
Can I help you, miss?
I'd like to speak to Jimmy Perez, please.
And you are?
I'm Jerry Markham's fiancée.
There's a woman outside to see you. Says she's Jerry Markham's fiancée. Seems genuine enough.
That puts paid to our theory that Jerry and Evie were seeing each other again.
A looker as well. Lucky man.
He talked about you and your wife a lot. He was very fond of you.
Yeah, we were very fond of him.
Listen, the last time that you spoke to him, did he talk to you about what he was working on?
No. He didn't come here for work. He told me there was something he needed to sort out before we could get married. Unfinished business, he called it. I suspected an old relationship. He had regrets. He wanted to make amends. He did send me this, though. I assumed it was researched. He'd often use a memory stick to back it all up. He didn't like doing it online. Thought the government might be spying on him.
That's why he encrypted his calls.
Yes. He made me get that app. I felt like I was in MI6. He could be paranoid sometimes. Having said that, the day that I called was the day of the accident. He was up at the Fairhead terminal. You see, I had some good news. I'm pregnant.
Annabelle, I'm so sorry.
I'd like to stay. See his parents. Maybe I could help with the funeral arrangements. Do you think that they would mind?
He hadn't told them about you. Do you realize that?
Yes, I know. We're supposed to come up here next week to meet them. Now I can tell them that they're going to be grandparents.
Open that. There, SG, stolen gas.
Slush fund?
Looks like stolen gas have been spreading their money about there.
Greasing palms to get planning permission. I can think of a lot of people who would want this story to disappear.
Half the island, probably.
Open photographs. What was Jerry doing with these files? Look at those two at the bottom. Can you enlarge that?
Yep. It's John Henderson with someone.
And it's not Evie.
Can you explain that? When did you start seeing John Henderson? Look, Jenny, what you do in your private life is your business, but I need to know if this relationship had anything to do with his death.
It started after his wife died. He needed someone to talk to. And then the guilt set in, so it ended. And then he met Evie. I knew it wasn't right for either of them, but she was desperate to get away from her father. She couldn't breathe in that house. I think John felt sorry for her.
How do you know that?
We still talked. That was all. John didn't even want that. He was nervous. He said that Markham knew about us and that he was willing to use the fact he wanted something from John.
Which is what?
He didn't say. But I knew he was worried about it. Does my husband have to know about this?
No, forget about Andy for the moment, Jenny. Did Evie know?
Nobody knew. Nobody. Apart from Markham.
So let's just stick to the one killer theory, just for the moment. Who had a reason to kill both those men? Evie Watt. Markham had abandoned her when she was pregnant, and now he was causing trouble between her and her new man. And to top it all off, Jerry's fiancée is pregnant. Now, if she knew that, would that be enough to tip her over the edge?
But why would she attack her brand new husband?
Maybe the affair never ended. So she lost her temper, lost control.
If Evie was that interested in Jerry, she wouldn't care what John was up to.
What about Ian Redford? If he did have a slush fund, Markham's story could put his job on the line. Maybe John Henderson found out.
No, you're right. We can't discount it. Ah, whatever it is, Evie Watt is at the centre of it. I want to know every single thing about her. I want her bank statements, I want her mobile phone records, emails. I want even listen, if you can get me a hold of her old school report card, I will read that.
Didn't mean to butt in like that. The paint used for the graffiti at Dalhousie's farm. We should take a closer look at it. It's similar to the flecks we found in Markham's car and Henderson's bedroom. There could be a link.
It's a good idea.
Your dad and I have been talking about the Edinburgh trip, and he's not keen for you to go.
You're not serious.
Next year, okay?
Come on! It's the Edinburgh Festival. We'll be sitting in some church hall watching a student production of Antigone. Hardly a bacchanalian orgy.
What's she talking about?
Oh, well, I'm glad you think this is funny. Next year, I won't ask your permission. I'll just leave. And I might not even come back.
Do you have to say he doesn't want you to go? Do I need to be the bad cop all the time?
Okay, next time I'll take point.
It's just, I mean, I know that you want to spoil her, but really doesn't help me much.
It's not that, I just don't agree with you all the time.
Well, she lives here. I'm responsible for her, and I have to make the right calls. You have to support me.
I want a divorce.
Right, I need to deal with this. And you need to deal with that.
Just go and speak to the girl, will you?
We don't even know who she is. She could be lying. I couldn't stand it.
Maria, don't make the same mistake twice. This girl is carrying our grandchild.
Paint on Henderson's carpet and Markham's mat of a semi-gloss acrylic. Marine paint for below the waterline, common on Shetland, I suppose.
Used it myself. Navy blue.
Yeah.
Same colour as Cameron Watt's yacht.
Which Evie painted, right? So she could have been in Jerry's car on the day he died.
So could a number of people, her dad included. As you said, it was widely used in Shetland.
It also matches the graffiti at Dalhousie's farm. So whoever attacked Henderson and Markham may have vandalised Dalhousie's place.
You had any luck with the murder weapons here?
Nothing that fits. I'll keep looking. You wasted here. You do know that, don't you?
I'm where I want to be.
Don't you need some excitement? Other than the work, I mean.
Yes. Yeah, of course I do. I'd be lying if I said I didn't. It's not easy, you know? I'm not free agent. I've got a teenage daughter.
Well, my son's about the same age. They'll both be gone soon. You should think about your future. Your future. So you alone? Is that what your wife would have wanted?
No. But you know, I mean, I never listened to her when she was alive, so why would I start now?
Deflecting the conversation with humour, very sly. You'll not get away that easily, Perez. You don't want to end up like John Henderson, do you? Unable to move on with your life.
No. Just can't. Yeah.
Markham's old articles. He wrote about a spillage at Fairhead and accused Andy Belshaw of trying to cover it up.
Right, bring Belshaw in.
Now?
No, Easter. I've got a chocolate egg for him. And if you're not too busy revising, I need a search warrant for Evie Watt's house today.
So the article that Jerry wrote about the Fairhead oil spill, did that just slip your mind?
Minor spillage. We didn't even get the boom it. Markham blew it all out of proportion.
But you should still have told us.
Water under the bridge.
Well, what about John Henderson? How well did you know him?
Not as well as my wife, it would appear.
What did you do after the wedding? Did you go on anywhere?
No. Just walked home.
Anybody with you?
No. Jenny stayed behind to help clear up.
And where were you the night Jerry Markham was killed?
I was over in Yale, drinking with a friend.
Right. You must be aware that you now have a motive for killing both these men. So if you want to change my mind about that, then why don't you tell me something that'll help me?
I don't blame John Henderson for what happened. He was a good man. I blame myself. Now, this may sound conceited, but I just didn't think that Jenny would be interested in anybody else.
Is that the warrant?
Yes, and the results on Dalhousie's fish. Acute furunculosis. Tail rot.
So, have you news for us?
No, but I do have a search warrant.
Is this really necessary?
I will be as quick as we can. Sandy.
I think Evie has answered enough questions.
Circumstances have changed since we last spoke. Evie, did you paint the yawl outside?
Yeah.
What has that got to do with anything?
Whose is the boiler suit?
I wear it when I'm working with Dad.
Okay, now if I said to you that the paint you used was found in Jerry Markham's car, what would you say?
I don't understand.
Well, you said you didn't speak to Jerry Markham, but you were in his car, weren't you? Jerry's fiancée said that he had unfinished business up here.
Was he trying to make amends? Is that why he was looking into Storm Gas in the first place? Was it for you?
No. No, I never spoke to him.
Thinking of buying a place in Edinburgh?
Evie would never leave. She's carrying on the old traditions. Isn't that right, Evie?
Jenny and John. You knew they'd had an affair, right?
What? What are you talking about? When?
Evie, unless you tell me everything you know, and I find out down the line that you've lied to me, I'm going to charge you with obstructing the course of justice at the very least.
I told you. I never got in his car.
I can't say I blame her for wanting a change of scenery. So would I if my husband had a shrine to his dead wife in the attic. Never mind sleeping with my best friend.
By scripture alone, I don't think so.
And the father's clinging to her like a limpet.
Have the fun paperwork looked at by a forensic accountant. And tell them it's urgent. Joe, your fish have got
tail rot. I know. Why can't they leave me alone? Leave me in peace.
They think you're holding up progress.
So what did you think?
I think it's your land. Your decision. Now your brother?
William.
Yeah.
Do you see him much?
No. But I still miss him. There's no idea I don't think of him. He wanted to see the world. Wanderlust, they call it. If their father passed, it was only him and me. It was lonely at first. I do get used to it. The silence. Finally, you come to love it. By the loch, I can hear the water ripple at the wind. The clouds moving at the sky. I hear the world as it's meant to be. Folks say take the money. Get thy feet up. I know every inch of this land, every bird, every animal. They're my family now.
What if you can't make the business work?
This place, I'll get it back upon its feet. And I'll no need Evie's money forever.
What's that you're looking at?
It's the fund accounts. The bank statements show substantial sums were withdrawn in the lead up to the wedding. Then, on the night of the wedding, Henderson used online banking to deposit the same amounts back in.
What, so they took money out and then they put it back in again?
Well, she took the money out and he put it back in. Could that be what they were arguing about?
No, she's taken money out from the fund to pay for the house in Edinburgh. Pick it up.
Your hooded man from the night of the break-in. He makes a quick call, then disappears again. I traced the call. Unregistered mobile. But I've got the number.
Good work. And keep on it. How's it going anyway? Those online examination guides, they any good?
Yeah, good. Good.
It's tomorrow, isn't it?
Tomorrow.
Look, I mean, I know why you want to move on, Sandy. It's just that you know every inch of these islands. People trust you, so if you have to leave, it's going to make my job twice as difficult.
Which is why I'm going to make a case to have a DC based at this station.
Really?
I can't promise you it's going to work, but I'll try.
Evie Watt's here.
The money from the fund, where did it come from again?
I saved. Donations. Environmental grants.
And you were using that money to pay Joe Dalhouse's mortgage, his running costs, and generally keep the fish farm afloat.
Just helping him through some bad times.
What else did you use the money for?
I pay myself some expenses, travel. Not much. We print leaflets, organise meetings.
We? Yeah, I thought this was pretty much a one-woman show, isn't it?
No, John helps. Helps.
But people trust you, don't they? With the money.
Yeah, there's a lot of support for a wave farm or a wildlife sanctuary, anything but the pipeline.
This would be so much easier if you just tell me the truth.
And why is that?
That you were desperate to get away from your dad and the memory of John's late wife. So you found yourself a house in Edinburgh. They don't come cheap. So you took money from the fund to pay for a deposit and hoped John would agree to move. Then Jerry Markham comes home looking into this so-called campaign against Joe Dalhousie. But you can't have him looking too closely at your fund, can you? Jerry Markham ruined your life once, and now he was threatening to do it again. So that made you extremely angry, angry enough to run him off the road. And John would want to do the right thing, regardless of the consequences, wouldn't he? Now, was he threatening to tell us about the embezzling? Is that why you attacked him? You were rejected by the man you loved once. That's hard to take. Twice. I would think that was unbearable.
You're right. I took the money. But I didn't kill anyone.
Why should we believe that?
Because I've got nothing left to lose. Everyone I ever loved is gone.
Do you believe her? She had motive and opportunity.
Cameron was kicking off about Evie getting a lawyer. And Jenny Baleshaw just called. You need to speak to her.
Is it Jerry Markham's?
Did you touch it?
No.
You know how it got here? If you had to guess.
My husband.
Tosh, dust it, take it down the station and see if you can access anything.
How'd you come by the laptop, Andy?
Oh, I know what you're thinking. I ran him off the road and stole the laptop.
I'm happy to stand corrected.
He left it at the Fairhead terminal. He got a call, seemed to be good news. He was distracted.
Yeah, it was his fiancée telling him she was pregnant.
I was going to hand it in, but I decided to take a look first. He'd left it logged on. Thought I'd see what the bastard was writing about this time. That's when I found out about John Henderson and my wife.
So he decided to destroy it?
I was going to chuck it in the sea first chance I got. If I'd handed it over, their affair would have been all over the islands. Couldn't bear the humiliation. Told you. I was in Yale the night Jerry died. You know, Jerry Markham never cared for the islands. He didn't remember what it was like before the oil. If he had, he wouldn't have been siding with Joe Dalhousie.
Land belongs to Joe. He's perfectly entitled to stay.
Only because he drove his brother away. William inherited that farm, no Joe.
You get any idea who caused the damage out at the Dalhousie place? It crossed my mind that maybe you'd decided to take matters into your own hands and give Joe a wee nudge. And then I realised you wouldn't be that stupid, because it cost you your job.
Only if you could prove it.
Yeah, you're all right. I'll stick with destroying evidence in a murder inquiry. That should keep us busy.
Doubt this is a coincidence. I found it in the phone box. This is the number the guy in the hoodie called.
Got that list of vehicles with chrome bumpers? Sorry it took a while. It's long. Cameron, Dalhousie, and Belshaw, they're all on it.
What were Belshaw's drinking buddy in Yale?
Belshaw's alibi for Markham is watertight.
Any joy finding Dalhousie's brother yet?
I can't find a William Dalhousie that age anywhere. No criminal record, no health record, death certificate, not on any electoral register.
People don't just disappear, not these days anyway.
Also, the memory on the laptop's damaged, but I managed to access a few emails. The files from Storn, they came from an address registered to Ian Redford.
Care explain these? The files found in Jerry Markham's laptop traced back to your email address.
I've no idea what you're talking about.
Proof that this company indulged in dubious, potentially criminal business practices. Would you keep your voice down? Well, we're at it. Do you want to explain the break-in at my house the other night? What break-in? Someone was calling you from the town centre that night. Do you want to tell me who that was? Because every thief in Lerwick knows where I live. And none of them would be stupid enough to rob me unless somebody made it seriously worth their while. Now, you put my daughter in danger. I want to know why. Now, what exactly was it that you were looking for?
Proof I leaked the Storn files.
So why would you turn whistleblower against your own company now?
Evie. She wouldn't speak to Jerry, but I knew he could help her campaign to save the sound. I made a choice, Evie or Storm Gas, no competition.
She didn't know?
No, I couldn't tell her. I love and respect her. She didn't sell out like me.
Well, I hate to disappoint you, Ian. Evie wasn't planning to save the world.
She was going to buy a house in Edinburgh.
You know, there is one other person who's got a motive to kill both those men. And he's on our list as having a chrome bumper. Evie, did your dad know that Jerry Markham had found out that you stole money from the fund? Because the thought of you going to prison would have terrified him. He knew his whole world. He would have done anything to keep you here, wouldn't he? Evie. Was your dad at home the night you came back from the hen party?
Damn it, Evie, I'm talking to you!
He wouldn't kill anyone.
Look, one of you was in Jerry Markham's car.
I don't know. I had a lot to drink. I went to sleep. I assumed he was asleep. I don't know. I don't know what.
Sandy, we need to pick up Cameron Watt. Tosh, get a uniform and see if he's at Danny McIver's office.
You take the front door, I'll take the boathouse.
Police! Is there anyone in the property?
No, there's no sign on.
No, same here.
What now?
Give Tosh a phone. See if she's picked him up.
Will do.
You brought Evie home.
No, I haven't.
Get off my property.
No. I can't do that. Not until I know where you were when Jerry Markham's car got run off the road.
Right here, with Evie.
I see, she's not too sure about that. She was stealing money for the fund.
My daughter would never take what wasn't hers.
Yes, she would. And do you know why she did it? To get away from you. She was so desperate to get away from you that she risked her marriage, her job, everything.
I've never raised my hand to her.
You didn't have to, did you? Because what you did was much worse. You tried to control every single thought she had. Now, if you love her, and now's your chance to show it, because she's in trouble. And the only thing that's going to help her now is the truth.
can't confess to something I didn't do.
Then why are there paint marks for your Ness Yole in Jerry Markham's car? Because it was either you or Evie.
I went to see him that morning. I wanted him to leave Evie alone. He wouldn't stop calling. It was causing problems between her and John. I was frightened he was going to take her away from me. I tried to persuade him to go away, but he said he'd discovered something too important to ignore.
And what was that?
He didn't tell me. But he wanted Evie to stop paying Dalhouse's mortgage.
Stop paying it?
John wouldn't listen to him either. Why would he? I was glad when he had his accident, I won't lie. But I had nothing to do with it. Seems the more I tried to keep her close, the further away she got. I'm a stupid man.
Billy, come here and look at this.
And?
It's the truck. It's clean. Everything else in Dalhouse's place is filthy and falling apart. Where's those photographs Jerry took? You see? That's the one Jerry took. It's dirty.
Oh, aye.
Which means he must have cleaned it after Jerry's accident.
The murder weapon. It could be a fishing gaff. Check it out. Used to take fish out of the water. We assumed whoever did the graffiti brought their own paint, but what if the get out was an afterthought and they used paint just lying around? That would link Dalhousie with both murders.
Not 2 weapons. 1.
But why? Why would he do it?
Because Jerry Markham discovered something that Joe Dalhousie didn't want anybody else to know about. And then for whatever reason, Jerry told John Henderson. Blood toucheth blood. Blood as in family, as in brother. Jerry Markham opened up a whole can of worms when he came to talk to you, didn't he? No thanks. He was trying to trace your brother. He came to the same conclusion as I did. He wasn't going to find him. That's why he didn't want to sell the land. Couldn't sell the land. Because William's still here somewhere, isn't he? Evie wouldn't talk to Jerry. So he had to try and convince Henderson to help him. He even resorted to blackmail. And then when that didn't work, told him the truth about William's disappearance. Trouble was, Henderson didn't believe Jerry, not till after the accident.
Then he confronted you at the wedding, didn't he? And then you followed him home. And you assaulted him. With this.
You're a clever man, Perez. The only thing that I can't work out is what happened between you and your brother. William was the eldest. When Father died, it all came to him. I thought we would work the place together, but no. He wanted to sell up. He had no love for the land. He would have left me with nothing. I just lost my head. I weighted him down and laid him to rest.
I mean, he's in the loch.
Markham or Henderson would have dredged the loch. I could never let that happen. It was such a long time ago. It's like it never really happened. One thing you should understand. I loved my brother. I always will. I just love this land more.
How could you have done this to me? After everything that I did for you?
Come on, Evie.
If you're ever in Aberdeen, give us a call.
Hi.
Just remember, conditions apply. There's no booze, no boys.
Is 1 out of 2 okay? Only joking.
Bye, love.
See you soon.
Have fun. Bye.
Safe journey.
I'm worried already.
Oh, man.
Suppose we all have to learn when to let go, eh?
You know what, Duncan? This could be the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Coming up after the news, a music spectacular. George Michael performs live with a 40-piece orchestra at the prestigious Opéra Garnier in Paris. Or for BBC Three's next trick, Killer Magic, in a moment.